Good afternoon and welcome to UCEA nominee interviews. This is Tori Benur, graduate research assistant and doctoral student at UCEA headquarters at Michigan State University. I am here today to interview Dr. Charles Lowery as part of his candidacy for UCEA Executive Committee. Today, listeners will be hearing from Dr. Lowery, who is an associate professor at Virginia Tech. His research interests include rural educational leadership, place-conscious and democratic leadership preparation, and the moral and political dimensions of trust and equity in schools. Welcome, Dr. Lowery.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, let's begin with the first question. Please
All right.
tell us about your background and your scholarship as it relates to leadership and preparation and practice.
Okay. Well, my work has had a focus on preparing and supporting leaders in schools, particularly schools and communities that are often viewed by others and sometimes viewed by themselves as being resource limited. Not only are these schools usually overlooked in larger policy conversations, but too frequently they've been conditioned through what you might think of deficit thinking to believe they have no significant assets. So I hope that through my work, both as in the past as an educator and a practitioner, and now as a scholar and a professor, that my work is having an impact on schools and their leaders to help them develop asset-oriented views and find ways to leverage the authentic richness that makes up their communities. And I see that as being deeply aligned with UCEA's mission, particularly their mission to advance the preparation and practice of educational leaders who promote excellence and equity. Since I've been at Virginia Tech, I've had the privilege of guiding doctoral cohorts through scholar practitioner and theory to practice models, and these emphasize applied inquiry, critical literacy, social justice, equity, inclusion. And I believe that blend of scholarship and service, particularly within the context of place and equity and democratic leadership and critical literacies, those things I like to ask questions about. My idea is these reflect the same commitments that guide UCEA's vision.
Great, thank you for that. The second question is, you have served for several years as a plenary session representative. Tell us about your engagement in UCA's governance.
All right. Well, yeah, serving as a PSR that's been one of the most rewarding parts of my professional service, not just as a scholar, but I think it's been rewarding, comparable to the days I spent as a classroom teacher and a principal as well. And so it's really been a highlight of my entire educational career. Representing Virginia Tech has been a pleasure, and it's given me a front row seat to how UCEA's governance operates. And it's let me see a little bit behind the scenes, you might say, just how thoughtfully and collaboratively and reflectively UCEA operates. And so these opportunities in the plenary sessions have given me an opportunity, I think, uh, from my perspective, to consistently contribute to conversations on issues that school leaders and educational leadership preparation programs, for that matter, are facing. And so um, I've also worked to help my college leadership, my program faculty, and our students, our graduate students, to see the great things that UCEA offers. And it's really come to the forefront as being a PSR. Um, and so for me, it's been about making UCEA not just the great organization that it is or the great conference that it is, but showing others how it's a professional home.
Thank you. Our third question is, in what other ways have you been engaged with UCEA?
Yeah, yeah. I've been actively involved. Try to be actively involved in multiple ways. I've organized and submitted and have had accepted symposia. obviously been engaged through presenting and attending sessions and trying to stay engaged in the research dialogue that way. But also mentoring graduate students. I have the pleasure of having two of my doctoral advisees to be presenting their dissertation work at the Graduate Student Summit this year in Puerto Rico, and I'm really excited about that. As are they. And so the very first time that I attended UCEA a few years back was to present my dissertation research at the Graduate Student Summit. And so to have the opportunity to see my own students having that opportunity and mentoring them through that process has been a real awesome opportunity for me. And so there's been that. Also, I believe just contributing to UCEA's research mission. I'm collaborating with the Voices 5 scholars and on the racial justice and principal preparation uh, program projects. I've also volunteered over the years several times as a research development mentor, and so in the RDP program. Um, and I've also been engaged over the last several years with the Equity Learning Group, and that's been a real privilege as well.
Thank you. Our next question is discuss with us your scholarship, research projects, teaching, and/or service that can inform the work of UCEA, particularly with the work of the executive committee.
Yeah, some current projects that I've been working on, many of them I think speak directly to the issues that UCEA is engaging in nationally. Currently, right now, I'm a co-PI on a Wallace Foundation funded study looking at the districts, rural districts creating their own principal pipelines. And not only does this align with UCEA's work in principal preparation, um, it also aligns with my institution's land grant mission as well. And I think it brings to the forefront a lot of the work that I do in my research that focuses on spatial equity and justice. And I believe that aligns with UCEA's work. I'm working with colleagues every day to understand how preparation and support systems can better serve the leaders in our communities and in our programs. That's through the classroom and through other partnerships. Um, and in my scholarship, I try to bring together critical literacy, democratic leadership, and uh, other focuses on equity and excellence, and all of which I think informs and is informed by UCEA's ongoing efforts to lead in the field of ethical and inclusive scholarship and community grounded scholarship.
Thank you. Our last question is share the reason why you have chosen to run for the executive committee and your vision for the future of UCEA.
Great question. I believe that we're all educators, particularly, but we're all at a very critical moment in U.S. history. And I believe wholeheartedly that UCEA is a bulwark for education and education leadership that is desperately needed in that moment that we find ourselves in. So not only has the organization had a long tradition of advancing excellence and equity that I've always been drawn to since I first learned about the organization when I was in my doc studies, uh, but I think now we see ourselves as a real voice in the midst of all of this. I also think that UCEA's next steps require an even deeper commitment to inclusion, not only in who we serve, but how we serve, and not only how we help to prepare leaders, but we are ourselves leaders. And so that's a primary reason for me. Also, I have a vision that UCEA is going to continue to be both a hub for rigorous research as well as a haven for collaboration and fostering belonging in educators. So I think that it's important for us to remain self-critical and recognize that, like the larger system in which we are operating, we've not always been perfect, but we need to acknowledge that, and through that acknowledgement, move forward with an authentic intent to improve and to be even more inclusive. Along those same lines, I really would like to see our structures become even more responsive to Indigenous, queer, rural, international, and practitioner scholars, and that through that we can expand mentorship opportunities that are going to help the next generation of educational leaders navigate not only this time we find ourselves in now, but the aftermath of it, which I believe will be, at least for the foreseeable future, a complex and increasingly polarized world. And so, in short, I'm motivated to make UCEA's values visible and to make those values visible in policy, partnership, and in practice.
Thank you so much for your time and thoughtful responses, Dr. Lowery.
Well,
This
thank you for
interview, oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was just going to say thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, of course. This interview will be archived on UCEA YouTube channel. Listeners can access and share the interview at any time. We also encourage listeners to post comments and questions on this interview in the comment section. So again, thank you, and I will see you in Puerto Rico.